Hello and welcome to What the Hey, where my hair looks like a mess, but that's okay. Today we are celebrating the fact that I reached 600 subscribers, and you may be saying, that was a little bit ago. Yes, but I'm still going to celebrate. If you are new, the way I do things here is I make a cake. So I'm gonna let you see the whole cake making process, and then we'll come back and talk about things and answer questions and yahoo. Okay, welcome to my kitchen where I like to dance. I'm going to show you how to make a cake. We're making a red velvet cake, so it's going to be really good. You'll need 1 cup of water, 3 eggs, and 1/3 cup of vegetable oil to make this cake. Depending on what kind of cake you make. I use 2 pans for a top and bottom layer of the cake, and I'm use cream cheese icing because it tastes good. And there's me doing that. And there's the cake mix. You're going to want to cut it because we don't make cake mix. We just buy it from the store. Yahi. And then I'm doing the cup of water. I'm doing it twice because I had a 1/2 cup. There we go. Measurements. And now we put in the vegetable oil. It's 1/3 cup. So there you go. And then there's the 3 eggs. Also, you should probably put your oven on beforehand so that it's ready for the cake mixes once you put them in pans and stuff, so it's heating up already. There's me adding in the eggs. Crack. Now, I'm basically ready to dance and put mix stuff in. Also grab spatula because sometimes mix gets stuck on the side of the bowl while you're mixing, so it's easy to help with that. There's all the mix. It looks unnaturally red. There's the 2 pans. I put stuff on the bottom so mix doesn't stick. And I'm dancing again. There's me pouring in the mix very elegantly. And I do usually try to put the same amount in each pan. There's me shaking the mix so there's not kind of lumpy and it's even in the pan itself. I had to cook the thing for about 30 minutes, 30 to 25 minutes, 25 to 30, and there they are when they're done. Yahoo! I kind of cut one of them a little bit so it's even on one side, and then there's the icing, and I'm talking about it for some reason and pointing to it. Oh yeah, I put icing on the top, the bottom layer of the top layer cake thing, so that I can put them together and they stick, and then there's a middle section of icing in between both layers, so it's kind of nice when you eat the cake, and it's fun. There it is, sticking together, kind of looks like a macaron. Is that how you say that? Macaroon? Macaron? And now you get to the portion where you decorate the cake. I would definitely suggest waiting till the cake cools down. That way, crumbs don't get on your knife and it's very elegant. And then I'm telling you to DJ mix it, and then you got all the icing because magic teleportation. It looks fancy. The icing tastes really good, by the way. I think it's Betty Crocker cream cheese. Oh, and now I'm talking about candles. I couldn't find the number 6, so I'm just gonna draw or write the number 600 on top of the cake to make it work, because I couldn't find the number 6 and it made me sad. But there's me trying to write the number 600 on a cake. And then I'm putting little candles that are red kind of around the cake to make it look fancier than it actually is. And then I decided to put little red dots, and none of them looked that great, but I thought it was fun. Kind of looked like a porcupine, you can kind of see it, just the dots, just kind of chilling there. Was that not literally the best tutorial you've ever seen? I think so. As I mentioned earlier, if you want your username on the apron or the hat, let me know. That's up to you. I'm not going to make you do it if you don't want to, but it's an option. And now we have the cake, which, as I must say, is pretty dang impressive. So I'm gonna light the cake with the usual American themed lighter, and then we'll go from there. Also, if it's your birthday, happy birthday. I'll do a song right now to celebrate. Happy birthday, it's your birthday, yes. So now I shall blow out the candles. Oh, did you see that? I saw that. I swear this cake's not dangerous. I'm scared. Oh, look! If one of these things burns my hand while I'm pulling it out, I don't know. Now it is time for ceremonial cake cutting, yahoo. Oh, it's messy, but that's okay. Let's see how it actually turned out. That's good. Now it's time to answer some questions. I'm gonna do the Instagram ones first. Anne Goose asks, Do you own any gaming consoles or anything, or do you play games on your PC? I unfortunately do not actually have a PC. I have a Mac laptop, so I'm not that good with playing Minecraft because as soon as I play it, my computer starts breathing. Yeah. I do have a few consoles though. I don't know if a Nintendo DS is considered a console, but I have that. My family and I also own a PlayStation 2 and Xbox. We have like a Nintendo cartridge kind of thing that was like rebooted to make people happy because of nostalgia reasons. Other than that, we used to have a Wii. My brother wants a Wii again, but those are basically the consoles that we have. Sarah Del Sur asks, what advice would you give your 15-year-old self? On a non-serious note, don't get a very short haircut because you'll kind of look like Dora, which did happen. On a serious note, don't be afraid to say no to things. Don't be afraid of failure because it's gonna happen, and when it happens, be okay with it and learn from it, because that's something I still struggle with. Another thing, forgive yourself more because I still struggle with that as well. Another thing, be okay with having emotions because I struggle with that still. I think that about sums it up. Now it is time for YouTube questions. I have a few from the previous Q&A, so I'm gonna answer those as well. If your questions don't get answered, I will definitely have them screenshotted, and if you ask some here, I'll have them screenshotted for a future use kind of thing. Also, I did want to say, I swear a few of you made comments like asking questions, but when I would check on them on the actual videos, like the notifications, they wouldn't be there. So if you like don't see that your question gets answered on here, something happened with notifications and YouTube said no with you actually posting the questions, but just let me know if you have any other questions and I'll answer them later. So here we go. John Summer asks, have you seen Animaniacs, which I think is what the question is? Initial answer, yes. I haven't really seen the newer episodes with like Hulu and everything, but I've seen like the original episodes with like Pinky and the Brain and the like general Animaniacs. Good show, very nice. Second question that they ask, what's your favorite Lego sets? I love all the ones that have to do with like superheroes or like Lord of the Rings. I also like the ones that are general like building and location sets, like carousels and stuff that look really cool, because I have friends who make like really impressive Lego sets and I love them so much. If I ever get a set like that, I may build it on here. We'll see. One of my good friends, Caden, asks, do you plan to ever make a short animated video? Yes I do. Whether or not that video is actually gonna be like an animatic is kind of up to me and like how my schedule turns out, because I'm back in school, so I'm a little busy. But I was recently watching an Oni Plays video, and I found a really funny segment, and I already have ideas for it, so that may be in the future. I also like to animate like vines, like Vine audios and TikTok audios, so that's probably gonna happen as well. But in short and in general, answer the question, yes. Another question, what is your favorite TV show? Probably Hunter x Hunter, which is an anime as far as like animation goes, because I personally prefer animation over like real live action stuff. But in terms of like real life TV, probably Doctor Who. I also really adore Robin Hood, like the old Disney animated version. I really prefer old Disney animated movies over the current ones, but Big Hero 6 is also really good. I also really like Coraline and the Polar Express. I don't think I actually have a favorite movie, I just have a few movies that I really like. I'm also someone who really doesn't like to sit down and watch movies. Like, you'll usually be spending a good 1 to 2 hours watching something when you could be doing something else, so it's not necessarily something I like to do very frequently. Another question, will you ever make merch? Another question, will you ever have merch? Maybe. This question was previously asked, but I'll go over it again. I personally do not know how that whole process works, but if I do ever take that on, I would definitely want to take a lot of time to make sure the stuff that I would make is actually like really good. I also would want to make things that are relevant to the channel because I feel like that's cool. Like generally people make like t-shirts, that's cool, but like I want to do something different a little bit at least. But as it stands right now, I don't plan on doing it unless something changes and I have like the opportunity to do it, maybe, but right now not really. But in the future, maybe. Another question, have you ever been camping? Yes, a lot. My family and I, we love to go camping. We usually try to do it in the fall, like around October and November, if we can. I guess it depends on what you call camping, because some people consider camping to be in like campers, like RVs, but my family, we consider it to be in a tent or in like a hammock. That's how we do it. Long explanation short, yes. Another question, do you have a Discord? Yes, I do. The Discord has been out for a while, but I will say this, I'm not on it very frequently. I have stuff you can go and talk about, like there's a general chat, there's places where you can like place questions and just talk to people, but personally, I only check it like maybe once a day if I remember. Another note about that, if I'm ever on there and you see me like typing it in the chat, I probably won't want to do like voice chat. I don't know how you perceive me, but I'm actually the kind of person who doesn't really like to talk in voice chat. I get really anxious and nervous about that stuff. Like if I saw you face to face, that's fine. Or if we like messaged in like chat, that's fine. But I probably won't do voice stuff like ever there. Maybe, I doubt it, but just like message me. That's good. But yes, long explanation short, I do have a Discord. It's in the link, like description stuff. If you want to check it out, all the different stuff, there you go. Nick L asks, what is your favorite cartoon from the good old days? Oh gosh. There's quite a few that I watched. I really loved Recess, if you remember what that is. Good job. I also loved watching Kim Possible, Proud Family, like all those shows. One that is definitely like top tier for me though was American Dragon. I'm not gonna lie, I had a crush on the main character. If you've ever seen the show, you probably agree. But American Dragon, probably that was top tier for me. Cyber Chase was also a show that I watched when I was younger. Stuff like that though was really good, and I'm glad I had a good childhood. Nick L also asks, what is the most terrifying thing you have ever seen? Your choice on Teal or in a game or video. I'm gonna go with game. So this was terrifying because I was younger and I got scarred from this because I had never seen something like this before. So I mentioned I have a PlayStation 2. I also have Final Fantasy X. There's a part in the beginning of the game where you're like swimming in water around these ruins, and pretty much like halfway through that area, this big giant fish like chases you. You're not really doing anything, it's a cutscene, but when I saw that for the first time as a small young child, I'm pretty sure I probably pooped my pants. I'm not gonna lie. It was just so big, and like with the camera angle, it just freaked me out. If you want to like find that somewhere, I'm sure you can find it, but like that was scary. Another question by Caden, do I have any phobias? Yes. Never use this information to your advantage because I'm telling you right now and I will cite this video if you ever do. I think one of my bigger fears is definitely needles. It's not necessarily needles that freak me out because I've encountered them enough and had enough shots in my mouth and in my arm to like become used to them. I don't tolerate them, but you know, it happens. But I think it's just when like I know the needle's going in my arm or somewhere that just freaks me out. The older I get, the more I realize that I also do have a fear of tight spaces. It's not necessarily the fact that it's tight, it's the fear of it being tight and not having an escape of getting out of that situation. I think that I also may have a slight fear of the dark. I like dark things, you know, like I love nighttime, but I think it's sometimes the fear of thinking that something's in the dark just chilling and I don't know about it. I don't know what you would classify that phobia as. I'm sure I have more, but that's all I can think of right now. No, wait, I have another one. It's the fear of failure. Maybe not even necessarily that. It's the fear of confrontation. I really do not like when people raise their voices at me. It makes me want to cry and I hate it. I said that I wish I would have known when I was younger that I could say no more. I wouldn't do it because I would always feel bad for saying no and like causing inconvenience to someone, even though that like really never happened, you know, like people, if you say no, oh well, but I was just always terrified of someone being mad at me, so definitely confrontation is big fear. Mr. 2000 asks, what is my favorite episode of the Stickman show, which is one of their series? So I think it was episode 8, it was like called Math Class or something. I could relate to it and I thought it was funny because I personally am not a math person, so I liked it because of that. Second thing they said, I have a dream that you have merch like plushies and cups and phone cases and DVDs. I don't have any of that. I think a plushie would be cool. Cups would be cool. A phone case would definitely be interesting. I don't even have one for my phone currently, so I need one for myself. So like I said, I don't know if merch will ever happen, but it's a good idea. I'll consider it, maybe, depending on how things go, like for me personally. Another question, are you going to do an animatics music video? Maybe. Doing an animatic is definitely way easier than doing a full-blown animation, so if I ever do a music video, it'd probably be an animatic style, whereas if I like was really passionate about something, maybe animation, but who knows. So we'll see. Hey, I'm going to make a streaming app called Green Plus coming to 2022 or maybe a future year. We'll see. I may stream in the future. I don't think that's something I really want to do as of right now, but if you do make that app, I'll probably use it. Final question from Mr. 2007. Do you watch Bob's Burgers and is your favorite character? First off, no. I personally don't watch a lot of shows that people consider to be like adult themed shows like American Dad, Bob's Burgers, stuff like that, like The Simpsons. That's just stuff, like the shows to me, they don't look really good. I mean, it's of course the style and like, it's okay if you like it, but personally to me, not my thing, so the answer is no. I mean, I love to do research about different shows like that and study like art styles, but personally, I've never watched it. I don't think I ever really will. Kellen Willier asks, who is your favorite YouTuber? Oh gosh, okay, this is gonna be a hot second. I'm personally gonna change that question into who am I currently watching on YouTube, because I really never have any favorites. I just have a lot of stuff that I really like. Right now, I've been watching a lot of Oni Plays, as well as some Super Mega, because I love both of them. Besides that, I have a lot of like old nostalgic YouTubers like Tobuscus, and I also watch PewDiePie, can't forget him, who I love to watch from time to time and actually go back to watch their content for, because that usually means that I like their stuff. But as I said, I don't necessarily have like a favorite YouTuber, I just have people that I like to watch frequently. Jenna Marbles is also a really good YouTuber who I go back and watch her stuff because I miss her. Shout out to Jenna. Second question, what's your favorite food? Probably macaroni and cheese or pizza. I love pasta stuff, so if you hand me pasta, I'll probably eat it. Last but not least, do you hate school? General answer, no. There are certain aspects of school that I do not agree with. Some countries do school and education way better than others. It just depends on where you're at. School can be very complicated because of how some people experience it. I could make an entire video about this, but I think it really stinks because for a majority of people, they come out of school saying that they hate learning, they hate reading books, because they're essentially forced to do it in school, depending on how the school works. I am someone who likes to learn because I think it's interesting and I can learn what I want, whereas in school you're kind of forced to learn what material they present to you. You're like digesting it and regurgitating it on tests. General opinion? I do not hate school. Do I love it? No, not necessarily. So that's basically all of the Q&A questions. If I missed yours, definitely let me know. I will do it in a future one if that scenario pops up. So now I guess I'll just do a general rundown and just say some things. First off, thank you. Thank you for celebrating with me. Thank you for like learning, sharing, and just doing general stuff with me. I really appreciate it. It makes all of this super fun. Number 2, I'll just give a general rundown of what I plan to do in the future. I have more gaming stuff on the way. I'm gonna do more like art stuff, at least that's the hope. Animation, you know, animatics, we'll see. I have more questions to answer, I have more stuff to react to, so all the general stuff that you've been seeing, I plan on continuing. I may or may not be taking a break with 2.5 brain cells. I'm almost at 20 episodes, so I may do like a season break. I know that doesn't necessarily make sense because it's not like anything official, but I may want to like kind of polish it kind of and make like a second season with new stuff. That's not confirmed. That's just to let you know that's a thought going on in my head. So that's basically all I wanted to say. So thank you so much for celebrating with me. Ask questions if you want to talk. I got Discord, Twitter, Instagram, stuff like that. So hello. But yeah, that's basically it. So thank you so much for watching. Bye.